This is why a life spent in the work of God is a life well spent. A season came in my life where the pressure became too much. It looked like I was failing. The more I was loving Jesus, I was failing. And the devil made sure there were people to vocalize it to my ear, including those I hold in high regard. Their opinion meant so much to me. And they will call me from time to time and say, the way you are going, you are failing in life. You are failing. Better. Hey, I went to take a teaching job. Because as soon as I left campus, the Lord gave me this mandate. When I took a teaching job, I joined it with ministry. So if you are a teacher here, you are the only one that can understand what I'm about to say. I will take 5 subjects every day. I will do teaching plan. I will do lesson note. I would arrange this thing for every day of the week, Monday to Friday. When I come back, I'm too tired because there's no time for aimless gist and aimless strolling. On Friday, I will come directly from the school, use pure water to wash my leg, run home, change, and rush back to the pulpit. When the Lord saw my heart, as a graduate, they will prize me 15,000 naira for a month. A second-class upper graduate. Strong 2-1. 15,000 for a month. What can it do? It can't even cover my transport. I will carry it, that 15,000. Because when we started, for the first year, we didn't take any single offering, no tithe. I will carry it and go and pay the rent of the hall. And the 15,000 was not enough to pay the rent. So I will still fall back to my elder brother and say, is there anything? And may God bless that boy. God bless him. He's not a boy, he's a man. I know he will be listening. so that I don't need to apologize later. And he will say, how much do you need to top up the rent? I'll say this, he will send it. Sometimes I'll be sitting down, he will buy a suit and say, take, you need to come out looking sharp. What did we have? Only a plastic table. That was the pulpit. A plastic white table. And I will come, there's no mic, no sound, nothing. I will teach as though I'm talking to 1,000 people. And that is where the only joy of life was found. Nothing else. Nothing else. I think I understand that song. Nothing in this world can satisfy. Jesus, you are the cup that won't run dry. The things I'm sharing, I have my brothers here who labored with me in that season. All of us will show up. Ugara, you're my witness. We were in one room in Baka Street, a small shop, a very tiny shop. We will come ourselves and do the wiring so that there will be light. We'll come with a cable, dangerous things were done. When you connect that naked cable, then you put a bulb. Then we'll now pray inside the space. We prayed for 1 month and they pursued us. When I began to complain to the Lord, this thing is too stressful. Another job opened. So I took a job as a sales rep for a pharmaceutical company. While I was there for them, I go to many of these teaching hospitals to go and detail in the consultation room. I will spend the night memorizing, reading all of these pharmaceutical documents, and then I go and detail for specific drugs. I was detailing for Zopis and Nuracam then. I am not a pharmacist. It's not my field. But I spend the night familiarizing myself with the concept. When I do a presentation to a doctor, my prayer always is that let no question follow. Because there is a way I arranged it. When I finish, before I conclude, I'll say, for want of time, I know you are a busy man. So we would have engaged more on this matter. I'll just leave it like this. And I would be very, very cautious so that no question follows. And when I leave, prescription for that drug increases. Because my work is to present a difference between that particular brand and the competition out there. What advantage does our brand have over the competition? I will take my time and itemize the various components and the molecules in our own brand. And then when I finish talking, they will say, let's see it. I'll give them a sample. So prescription increase, it eventually impacts on the sales, and the company is happy and I'm paid. I will leave here to Shika in Zaria and finish in teaching hospitals area and come back to Kaduna on the same day and go straight to Gwamna 1. It is then that I knew the sufferings of people. When you enter some rooms and you see the way people are dried. Because of how the nature of that job was, I spent more of the time working. So I'll be so exhausted. On Friday when I come, if anybody is sensitive, you pick the tiredness inside me. I am a young man, but the things I put upon my shoulder, he made my voice to have age inside. So I realized when I'm speaking, there'll be people looking at me with, I don't know whether the sight was that of admiration or pity. So one day I found out it was pity. A company of brethren came together and they said they want to advise me, please, I should stop wearing this shoe. As though that was not enough, God then opened a job for me in Kaduna Electric. And my job was that of load survey officer. It was our duty to check the wires that descended from the pole and the various house and lungu that the thing entered. And everybody who is using free light without a bill, we are the ones that generated bill. So when we pass and we see that there's an illegal connection somewhere, you draw current from here, we don't tell you. Then we also ask you for your permission to let us have access to your space. So we check the kind of equipment, the kind of electronics you have. That gives us an idea of your power consumption. This is for people who are not metered, people who use direct. A person who is metered, we don't need this thing. The moment we see that you have gadgets, you have ACs, you have deep freezers and all of these things and water heaters everywhere, be rest assured that after my visit, your next bill will be almost ×3 of what you paid last month. Meanwhile, when I come, I'll be speaking to you so calmly that we are just trying to see the kind of weight that is upon our facilities. It's not there will be no challenge, but it's a challenge. Came to pass, but on this day, because we wear this cap to shield the sun, I was working somewhere around Rikachuku, because that's where they posted me to. And while I was working, one very hostile looking young boy in that area looked at me and did like this. So I began to tell God, please give me another job. These people will not live long on this one. Do you know how people hate NEPA staffs? I have gone through that hatred firsthand. I will hide my cap when I'm leaving house so that nobody will know that I am with them. I continued to work until my itinerary became too busy to engage a secular job. You know, there are people sitting here, you think if you give your all to God, that you will lose. Use your wisdom, use your capacity, and see whether you and the man who serve God, who will stand. Nothing in this world will satisfy. Only Jesus, you are the cup that won't run dry. Time is a burden. Number 2, fear. The fear of harm. The fear of harm. That's the fear of things that could cause harm to us or the things we own. Psalm 91 verse 10, very quickly. I will run through it now. Psalm 91 verse 10. I will run through it. Psalm 91 verse 10. Everybody, let's read together. It is projected. 1, 2, go. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come near thy dwelling. Now that place you see thee, say me. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, go. This is a subconscious area of fear. Many people are so scared of harm. Harm to them and harm to the things they love. harm to their possessions. This is how people can just sit down quietly and then they are tormented